Crap. Here's Hallandale. Hello.
Yes, this is Shlomi Schmaltz. I wanted to thank you. We couldn't understand why all these fat people were lined up outside our door. And I said it was because of Neil Rogers.
Yeah, and they came in their boat.
We are a nitrite-free store.
Both of them, yeah.
Except for the keto sticks. They're loaded with nitrite.
Yeah, I'll bet. And the bananas.
Thanks, Neil.
Okay. There's Shlomi for you, okay? He's doing it. They're mobbing him.
Get up! Get up! I'm falling! Stay on the scene! I can't get up! Machine! I can't get up! Get up! Falling! Get up! Falling! Stay on the scene! I can't get up! Machine! Get on up!
I'm having chest pain! Chest pain!
Oh! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get on 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 up! You said get up! You said get up!
I don't think she's gonna. What we're doing for you, I really should read this memo on the air. I don't care whether it says not for broadcast anyway. It is the most stupid, idiotic piece of swill. And then, you come in here and you look through the copy file, and it's the same stuff. Even Ben Franklin would be embarrassed by this stuff. In fact, before he was born is when most of this stuff was written. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, did you hear what happened to those carjackers in Broward?
No.
Oh, man. They go to carjack this guy in a Lexus, and they put a gun to his head, and they put him in the trunk.
Yeah.
So they're driving off a couple miles out, and they hear some noises in the trunk, and they get off, and they thought he had a cellular phone with him. So they open the trunk, and the guy has 2 revolvers pointed at them. And they're shooting away.
All right.
That's one for the good guy.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Beautiful.
All right, just called to tell you that.
Thanks for the good news, pal.
Right.
Chalk up one for the good guys, or the good guys. See, it goes to show you, keep some loaded weapons in your trunk at all times. And if you have a vet, I guess you got a little problem. Stick them under the seat. And when I went to and of course, before I talk about my satellite dish, which this is about my 4th or 5th episode, since I am a habitual abuser and violator of the satellite world. See, part of the problem with you assholes in the city of Plantation is that you have this incestuous relationship with the worst cable company in the history of mankind, Continental Cable. And when you're moving from one house to another one, what you do is you call the phone company and you tell them you're going to move and do this, no problem. Call the electric company, and you call up the satellite, cable company, Continental in this case, and tell them you're going to move. And you say to the cable company, here's my new address, and this bimbo on the other end of the line says, we don't show that in the computer. It must be a new house. And I said, yeah, it's a new house. What's the problem? It's not like out in the middle of the Everglades somewhere. It's a new house, but it's in a neighborhood. I'm sure the cable is... Well, we'll have to get back to you when we go out. We have to check it out. Send our survey people out. I said, well, how long will that be? This is a couple weeks before I closed on my house. She says, oh, well, could be a week, could be a month. Could be like if you live long enough, we'll get back to you. Like they said in Network, I'll get back to you, Diana. Well, guess what? It's the 10th of goddamn March, and they still haven't gotten back to me, okay? So I had very good reason to believe that unless I installed the satellite dish on the day that I moved in and applied for it at the same time, which I've done before, and is evidently not a problem in the great city of Plantation, where you can't pick your nose without getting a permit, I assumed that I'd be doing the legal thing, and I wanted to make sure that I'd have at least some television reception. Because I had no way of knowing whether the cable would be in that house or not, which, as it turns out, it's in there. Now, Continental Cable don't know that. I'm not stealing it because I'm still paying for it because they still think I'm at the other place because I haven't ever had it disconnected. I could be waiting 6 months from Sukkot for a call from Continental Cable to tell me whether or not they might give me the great honor of hooking up my cable, for all I know. And I'll say it again. I moved into this house on the 13th of February. Today is the 10th of March. It's almost a month later. I've still never had a call from the Continental Cablevision people who have this incestuous contract with the city of Plantation to control what comes over my television set. That's part number one, okay? We got to do a break, and I'll tell you. I mean, this is just incredible. It's the last damn straw, okay? That they had a kangaroo court meeting last night after notifying me at 6 p.m. on Thursday that I once again was a repeat violator with my satellite dish. And they have a meeting last night, which I'm told, oh, don't worry about it. Sent my lawyer up there. The satellite guy goes up there. Come home from the racetrack last night and find that I've been fined $3,000. by the city of Plantation. You can go out and commit a first-degree misdemeanor in Dade County, and it's the maximum fine is $1,000 and a year in jail. But you put up a satellite dish and have it up there for 12 days without them putting in for the permit, and it's $3. And by the way, that was very kind of them because originally it was going to be $500 a day, $6,000. But because they decided maybe that was a little excessive, it's really a generous deal. Only $3,000 in the great fascist city of Plantation where they should only croak. A satellite dish is an antenna. Federal government says you've got a right to have an antenna to pick up signals that are up there in the sky. That's your right. You've got a right to have it. And unless it's some kind of an eyesore, unless it represents some kind of a threat or a danger or a hazard, there isn't any way in the world that any municipality or city, except for the fact that they're in bed with the cable companies, that they should have the right to tell you what you can put up. When you put up a rotor antenna on your roof, remember in the old days before there was cable, we always used to put rotor antennas or regular antennas, stationary ones, up on the roof. And some of them were ugly, some of them were, none of them were like designer. They were not beautiful. They were antennas. And nobody had to go and get a permit. Nobody had to go ask somebody's permission. May I please put a antenna up on my roof? And is it going to have to look like this? Everybody put up a damn antenna, and they spent whatever they had to do, and they brought in a TV technician, and he put it up there, and you had an antenna, and you watched your television set. That's your right. And the federal government says you've got a right to have an antenna. And a satellite dish is an antenna with a cone on it. That's all. It's a bigger antenna. That's all it is. And they've got these regulations about the grounding has to be like this, and it has to be so many feet from here, and the easement and this, and you still go ahead and do it, and they're still not happy with that. I'd like to know how many people have ever been fried by a satellite dish. I'm sure my neighbors are in great jeopardy many, many yards away from me because I have a satellite dish in my yard. We're protecting the neighborhood now. First of all, there's no electricity that goes through a satellite dish, you bozos, you dummies, you idiots. A satellite dish is an antenna. It just picks those signals up out of the sky and it runs through there on a cable into your television, into your receiver, into your television set. That's it. And if lightning strikes, guess what? Your equipment blows out. That's all. Nobody gets injured. Nobody gets hurt. No fires, no pain, no strain. The neighborhood don't go down with the Lizzie Borden and the cow. So you people don't even know what the hell you're talking about, but in every city, every municipality, they're in bed with the cable company. In addition to which, in Plantation, they're out to get Neil Rogers because it's fashionable these days. So let's really give him a dose of his own medicine because he's a son of a bitch, okay? Let's really give it to him. Now, do you assholes in Plantation really believe that I'm going to pay you $3,000? Because of someone else's negligence? Because a permit wasn't applied for when I was told that it was? For whatever the reasons might be. And that's all being looked into and examined with a microscope as I speak right now. I'm not going to do any condemning of the people at the satellite company or anybody else till I have all the facts on that. And as one of the members of the board said, according to my attorney last night, these things are routinely continued for a few days. There's no reason to believe that the satellite dish isn't going to pass all the requirements, get the permit. They're continued so that the homeowner, the individual, has the opportunity to straighten it out without imposing ridiculous fines. $3,000 because the satellite violator is at it again, endangering and jeopardizing the beautiful city of Plantation and the acres, frustrating his neighbors. Even his dogs are pissed off, man. My dogs are pretty happy about it because beside the Melaleuca tree, it's a nice spot at the base of the satellite dish for them to pee, okay? Although I think on the desk at that meeting last night would have been a much better place for them to do it myself. That's just my own personal opinion. I could be wrong. I would have loved to have had both of my dogs at that meeting last night and let them both do a number right on top of the desks of all four of those individuals who voted to fine Neil Rogers $3,000 because he's a bad person, man. He's a habitual satellite violator. Woo! And this has got to be stopped.